Hi everybody!
Hey everyone!
Today we're going to talk about how do you know when you have reached 4D or 5D. So, you know, the fourth dimensional frequency or the fifth dimensional frequency. And as we raise in vibration, how do we know what that feels like to have reached that frequency? And I think it's a lot of like, you know, you have an idea of it and you can see, well, what would that be like versus the reality of it. Because I think if we were talking about how many are actually day to day living in that vibrational frequency, we probably don't have all that many on Earth. However, I'm going to be channeling Archangel Michael today, and he's going to go ahead and fill us in on what he is observing on the planet, which is really cool. So I have Alyssa Reynolds here with me. And she's going to be asking the questions that each of you have sent in.
Yeah.
So it's going to be exciting. Yeah, and so a lot of the questions were sent in through my business page, Kristin Davies page on Facebook. Also, Kristin Davies Medium on Instagram, Kristin Davies on YouTube, and then my secondary light YouTube channel is called Light Workers United, and then I just bring everybody together, so many different videos and so much content through that YouTube channel, just bringing the light forward and having everybody share their experiences through those videos. So where can people find you?
In quite a few places already. Surprises me sometimes. So my main hub is also over on YouTube under Alyssa Reynolds. I also have a secondary channel where I'm gathering all different lightworkers material just to help spread it out more, and that's under the Amethyst Cave. And also over onto Facebook, I have two different pages where you can find me. One is AR Reynolds, where that's where all my medium work is generally focused, and you can also find me on Alyssa Reynolds, which is where all my business coaching and design work is focused, and that's geared specifically toward helping lightworkers step forward. And you can also find me and a community I'm beginning to build in a group called the Amethyst Cave, where I'll often do videos from people in that community or for people in that community, and it all eventually feeds out to my YouTube channel.
Yeah. And the cool thing is she's helping light workers get going on YouTube, you know, Facebook, Instagram, you know, videos, you know, Facebook pages, Facebook groups. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. Because, I mean, sure, you want to do this work, but then what? How are you going to go about getting it done and doing it? So the business side of things. I think a lot of light workers are maybe really right brain oriented, and then when you move into the technical aspects of things, it's more left brain oriented, and then Alyssa can help you with that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and the other thing too that I found even from my own experience is it's a lot to start stepping forward, and sometimes you do need somebody just helping you through some of those things that maybe don't come as naturally, or maybe you're just not used to yet, and you just need that little push. Because the other thing I'm really big on too is that I don't want you to have to feel like you've got to rely on me all the time. Because I want to give you the tools to start stepping forward as well, so that then you can go out and you can help other people with what you've learned.
Yeah, help other light workers, help other people. It's all like building a big network of light to help everyone on the planet, and that is the goal. So I'm going to channel Archangel Michael, moving forward in regards to how do you know when you've reached the 4D or the 5D. And he's going to go ahead and channel some guidance. When I said to him, "Are you ready?" he was like rearing to go. So like he'll use certain lingo that he knows will kind of get me ramped up. And through my days in Alberta, we would always be like, "Let's get ready to rumble!" You know, we were all like getting all excited and gearing up before, of course, a night out on the town, which I don't do anymore. But that's what he was doing with me. He was like, "Let's get ready to rumble, Kristin." And I was like, "Sweet, let's do this, Archangel Michael." So I'm just going to let him go ahead and take the reins, and then I'm going to, there's probably about 10 questions here each of you have asked in regards to the 4D and the 5D, which I'm really excited to hear the answers to as well. Like, I can't wait. So, I'm ready whenever you are. He's over there by the water cooler. Okay, he says he's ready. He'd like me to channel his words, and here we go. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. Many of you are curious about what is to come. But what is to come is beyond your perception, your current reality. Your current reality being within this vibrational frequency here on Earth right now. As the veil thins, as the vibrational frequency lifts up here on Earth, many changes will be taking place within each of you, and also within all of the inhabitants upon the Earth's back, and including the Earth herself. So let's start listing off the changes that will be occurring, so you know what to look for. Many of you will start to feel an overall sense of well-being. You will feel uplifted, jovial, happy, content. You'll see certain things unfolding in your life experiences that previously may have bothered you, but with this higher vibrational frequency, certain experiences, individuals in your lives, even the thoughts in which you would usually house within your mind, all of those you won't be interested in, and you will not be able to hold low vibrational thoughts within your mind moving forward. It will become more and more difficult. He says, "Thank you, Kristin." He would like me to talk about my own personal experiences. He's calling it dipping my toe into the fourth dimensional frequency. Okay, so dipping my toe in, testing out the water. Okay, so he says I've experienced this a few times, but I haven't been there for lengthy periods of time. Okay, so I suppose it comes along with when we get these waves of energy that are anchoring within our vessels during this is a time of ascension. So when we get a wave of energy in, there are moments where I can sit within just a pure state of bliss for hours. Usually I probably make it like an hour, maybe 2 hours. If I'm lucky, fingers crossed, I can maybe make it half a day, depending. Now, you know, for me, it's like you can go and say, "Oh yeah, you're going to go and be in the fourth dimensional frequency until something low vibrational happens in your life, and then how are you gonna are you still going to hold that frequency? You know, somebody in their car lipping you off when you're driving, for example, okay, and then you're going to continue to be all blissed out, or are you going to have to handle that three-dimensional reality coming at you in that moment? So I think that that's what's going to take place in the future, is we're going to be able to sustain this state of bliss within for longer and longer periods of time. Are we going to be there permanently in this lifetime? That's a question that I have. Archangel Michael's like this. Some of you will make it for longer periods of time, and others will dip their toe in like Kristin has been doing, and some won't find it at all. Alrighty. So I know the fourth dimension, and then we're talking about the fifth dimension. So I guess one question I have is, will any of us reach the 5D in this life experience on Earth in this lifetime? He says, no, not likely. There are certain individuals on the planet who are within that vibrational frequency. They were born this way. He's talking about individuals with autism, where they are in their own, he's calling it like a cocoon or a bubble of high vibrational frequency. Those individuals will know what it's like to be in the fifth dimensional frequency. Now, of course, I don't think we can say all of them, but he's using an example of, right? Most of them, he says. He's saying most of them. He's being very direct about that, and he's saying most of them. Okay. And other individuals that may have learning difficulties, he's talking about, they also are in their own vibrational frequency in amidst the outer or the external, the outer world. Okay, that is really cool. Okay, so is there anything else that would like to come through before we get to these questions? He's saying no, not at this time. He's ready for the questions. Okay. All right.
Awesome. All right. So the first one that got sent in was, will we be able to reach a state of 5D experience on Earth in the next 50 years?
Will some people be able to reach the 5D in the next 50 years? He says no, not likely. Okay. Some will be dipping their toe in the 4D. Some will be sustaining their vibrational frequency within the 4D for longer periods of time. Okay. But the 5D, he says in this lifetime, is unreachable. That's what he's saying. Okay. Other than the individuals that he previously described. He's also talking about individuals who are, he's showing me, there are people living in communities in the world that are disconnected from the outside world. So people that are living in maybe tribal communities, isolated from the outside world, they can sustain a very high vibrational frequency, high vibrational life for long, long periods of time. And some of them are within the 5D. Okay. The 4D and the 5D, yes. Okay. Everybody? Okay.
All right. So how many people on Earth are living in the 4D and 5D right now?
Ooh. Archangel Michael's he's like, not many. He's using his fingers like this, not many. Okay. He's like, if we went with percentile, under 1% globally. That will increase over the next, throughout this next 50 years, for example. Next 50 years? Yeah, or he says the next 100 years. So for him, time is like nothing, right? When you're looking at an omnipresent being of light and love, in truth, there is only this present moment of now. So when we're always trying to look ahead. So he's saying it will increase over time, but not significantly. He says that for some souls, it will take many rotations around the sun, like coming into a body, coming back into your next lifetime to get it. It's going to take a few more go-arounds. This is just the beginning. He says the tip of the iceberg, stepping forth into this vibrational frequency, and then anchoring a light within you and being able to sustain this vibrational frequency in amidst the outside world around you, or the frequency around you. So rising up in amidst any a denser energy around you. Okay, so next question.
Okay. When we shift into 5D vibrational frequency, will we disappear from the 3D reality?
So many people have asked this question over the past few years. They're concerned that they're going to rise in vibrational frequency, and then they will maybe no longer be seen by their family, or their family members might rise and they won't be able to interact with their family members. Archangel Michael is giving out a belter. He's laughing. Okay. That's hitting me right in the face in waves. Okay. So what do you want to say about that? Okay. He wants to talk about it from a viewpoint of when you start to lift and raise in vibrational frequency, that you will notice certain people in your life will no longer be a vibrational match within your reality. So therefore, they will fall away out of your life experience. And he says, and that's okay. And then over time, you'll have other high vibrational beings of light and love. He's calling it temporarily housed within a vessel, who are more of a vibrational match, and will go ahead and be guided into your experience with you. He says that as you lift in vibrational frequency, not all loved ones, friends, and family members are going to be ready to also shift and rise in vibrational frequency. They won't be ready to do that in this lifetime, and that's all right. And that is okay. He says we'll have plenty of other lifetimes to spend with them and to practice on lifting and shifting our vibrational frequency upward. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So the next one is similar to that, and it's asking, if I shift but my loved ones do not, does this mean I will no longer see them?
Yeah. He's saying you will find it difficult to spend time with those who are low vibrational in nature. So if they are not housing the light, if they're not ready to ascend, if they are not ready to shift in vibrational frequency within this lifetime, then you will find that you will be all right with slowly letting certain individuals go out of your life experience. So you'll let them go. It won't feel it will not feel comfortable for you to continue certain friendships and connections in your life experience. He's saying that, but there are going to be many of you that will continue these friendships and connections as well. But many will find that the connections will dissipate over time. There will be no purpose to them continuing onward in your life experience, especially when your vibrational frequency is here and theirs is here. There will be less in common. You just won't be able to associate with one another, meaning like you won't be able to understand where they're coming from. Have you ever noticed that too in life? Like when you're really high vibrational, you can irritate low vibrational people, like super irritate. And even when I'm having a low day, if somebody's coming in all chirpy around me, I recall that, in my past, if I was at work or whatever, it would irritate me. So, and that's okay. It's all okay. He's just giving a thumbs up. Okay, so the next question?
What is the difference between 4D and 5D?
Yeah, that's a great question. What's the difference between 4D and 5D? He's pretending as if he's like acting like he's a professor. Seriously. Okay. He says it's not a huge difference. He's chuckling. It's making me laugh. I'm sorry. Okay, so it's not a huge difference, he's saying. 4D is integrating the high vibrational frequency within your vessel. And as you sustain this over time, everything that is lower or vibrational or denser will fall away. It's a gradual process. And then you will permanently be within the 4D. And then moving into the 5th dimensional frequency. So he wants to come back to the 4D for a second. The 4D will be blissful, joyous, happy, content, peaceful. You will have a difficult time holding on to low vibrational thoughts and thinking. And you will gradually have lower vibrational experiences, people, places, maybe your workplace, maybe where you reside. That will all shift, okay? And that's what we're dipping our toe in, I think, right now. A lot of light workers are being asked to relocate. You feel like this, or light workers, I mean people, are being asked to relocate or move out of your job into another career path. And people are getting a really strong nudge to do this lately. I would say in the last 8 months for sure. So that will be the 4D. Also, the other things that you'll notice in the 4D, he's trying to give it in our terms, so what we will notice in our day-to-day experience, okay? In the 4D, you'll also have, as you're shifting into the 4D, your diet will be overhauled and change, and just what you consume will vastly change. You'll start to become much more aware of your environment and and he's talking about environment being environmentalism, like you'll be aware and care about what you're using, polluting the waters, picking up the garbage on the ground. You'll want to take care of the earth. You'll become much more aware of the needs of the earth and others in your proximity. It's really an inwards game, he says. It's an inwards game, okay? This isn't something you can force to happen, make happen. is a gradual shift within you, going inwards and becoming more aware. Okay. The fifth dimensional frequency, you will not be able to house any low vibrational thoughts. There will be, he's saying zero percent low vibrational frequency. There's just no low vibrational frequency there. So the 4D is transitioning, and then the 5D is being. He's saying being. And then when you're in the fifth dimensional frequency, that is where the complete parting of ways, or he's calling it severing, from the 3D will be. So you got the 3D, the 4D, you're in transition and you're moving in that direction, likely going to take several lifetimes. He's talking about, yes. And then moving into the 5D, you're in a completely different vibrational frequency and reality. He's talking about different reality. Do you want to elaborate on that? He's not going to elaborate on it because it's too far ahead for us to grasp that. It's one thing having ideas of something, and it's a whole other thing of the eventuality of it. Eventuality? Yeah. It's like, yeah, the eventuality of it. He says it's like describing something to someone that hasn't experienced something before and then trying to describe it in full detail. But it's an entire overhaul of your vibrational frequency of who you are. And that will take many lifetimes and a lot more growth and a lot more evolving to get there. He's laughing and he's saying, so maybe in the next couple lifetimes we'll come on camera and describe what the 5D is like when everybody has gotten the 4D under... He says, when everybody has figured out the 4D, then we'll talk about the 5D, he says. But even as we, even if we were to discuss the 5D at that time, many of you will just know what it will be like, and it won't even have to be discussed. You will see the eventuality of it, you will understand it, and you will step into it. All an internal game, he says. This isn't something that you're doing outside of yourself, other than the changes, of course, with your diet and, helping the earth. But the vibrational frequency shifting is within you, not outside of you. So this in turn is why they suggest that you do not fixate on the low vibrational goings on globally, because then you're just adding to that, you're adding that awareness, that focus onto that vibrational frequency. And then that is giving energy to it. You're giving to it. You're giving to the low vibrational frequency by focusing on it. In turn, focus inwards, shift your own vibrational frequency upwards, hand off that which is no longer needed, and pay attention, give your attention towards high vibrational thoughts, and place your attention on high vibrational things occurring on the planet. Thank you. That is all for now.
Okay. What does it feel like to be in a higher vibrational frequency like 4D?
So, first, I suppose what I'll talk about is Ascension, and then I guess our experiences, and not only ours, it's also like so many other light workers that are messaging me and talking with me about how they're feeling during certain periods. So when ascension first starts happening, it usually comes, a massive amount of energy starts to come through your crown chakra, your heart chakra, and your solar chakra. So ascension symptoms can go with, through your crown chakra, lightheadedness, head pressure, just a lot of energy. Some people are having issues with sleeping. Then you have your heart chakra. It's heart palpitations. Your heart starts to beat faster. Your heart chakra is getting expanded. So I can only speak from, my experience and the experience of what I've heard from others with their ascension symptoms. So you're anchoring this light in these three main chakras. Solar chakra is nausea, the amount of nausea that can go on. You may not feel like eating food. So as you move along, you're anchoring this light repeatedly with waves of light that come in, waves of energy. High vibrational frequency coming in and lifting our vibrational frequency. And then as we move along, as we get these larger waves, we're definitely noticing longer, larger waves of frequency coming. So when you see people talking about the wave or the event, there's going to be multiple events, multiple waves for the remainder of our lifetimes. And as you open and expand and this light starts to build in your vessel, you'll just, as you move along and you go into dipping your toe into the 4D, like Archangel Michael was saying previously, how it feels is you'll get this high vibrational frequency just coming down through the top of my head. And sometimes I don't even have that, but I'm just sitting in just pure bliss for hours. And it just feels incredible. Like, it is so incredible. And you just can't house any low vibrational thinking there. Anything you're looking at or fixating on, you can't focus on low vibrational content, movies, videos. You just can't. And that can go on for hours. I think the longest I've been is maybe like half a day. And then you may gradually shift out of it, because you do have, things that you have to do in the three-dimensional reality. Like, you have to, there are certain activities that need to get done. If your life is really busy and fast, then you're probably not going to be slowing down to be within that higher vibrational frequency. You have to slow down. You have to rest. You have to relax more when you're anchoring this light through ascension. That's my experience. Mm-hmm. Big time. Like, when these waves come in, you can get flatlined for a day or two. But it just means you rest and relax. That's all I get from my angels, to rest and relax. So everything has to kind of slow down. And you have to be in the moment of now, instead of always being busy and your mind being busy and you're thinking about the future and you're thinking about the past. As you're moving towards the 4D and dipping your toe into the 4D, as Archangel Michael says, you have to be in the present moment of now. And you slow down, you relax, you sleep, you take it easy as you're anchoring more light. And the other thing that happens is a lot of that low vibrational thought patterns and belief systems and that low vibrational frequency you have housed in your vessel from this lifetime, from other lifetimes, it comes up to the surface and then it gets transmuted. So you may have thoughts of things that happened in your life from years ago, and it's coming up, and then it's getting transmuted automatically, and then that just makes room for more light. So the waves come, then they subside, and we get a break. Then the next wave comes, it subsides, we get a little break. What they're telling me is July and August, we're getting a break. Thank God. I can speak for myself. Yay. But pretty much March until now has been something else for many people, as we have had 4 to 5 waves every month. You get a little break for a few days and in comes the next one. Okay, so what is the next question?
It is the last one, and it's asking what can we do to stay in 4D and 5D?
And I think we should shift that now to what can we do to move in that direction of ascension? What can we do to move in that direction of 4D? And I'm going to let Archangel Michael take this one. Watch what you put in your vessel, what you're eating, what you're consuming. He's saying whole food diet, high vibrational foods, vegetables. He's talking about, fruit. Anything else on that? Basically, he's saying those who are anchoring the light, moving in the direction of ascension and then ascending. So you're on the path of ascension, you're anchoring this light within your vessel, and you're moving in the direction of 4D. This path is going to result in individuals no longer being able to consume meat. So many of us, he's saying, will move into vegetarianism, and then we will, what they want for us is to move into being vegan. And I know that they've been on me for that too. I'm definitely vegetarian, but now, they're like, off you go to the vegan area there. And so I'm really trying. It'll be a gradual process. All of this is gradual. You can't do ascension quickly. It's just not going to happen. It's not wise. Well, we just wouldn't be able to do it. We wouldn't be able to do it, period. And so moving towards, he's just chuckling. So moving towards vegan, because, why? A lot of the energy that we would receive from foods, so a lot of us are drinking a lot of sugar and caffeine, meat, right, to sustain our energy. But now as we are moving in a higher vibrational direction, we're anchoring the energy in from this light and love coming in, this light, this high vibrational frequency. So we are receiving our energy from a different direction rather than what we are consuming. So that is, and then moving in the direction of vegan is, he's calling it more clean, higher vibrational for our vessels, and we will be receiving energy from this light and love that we are receiving. He's also saying, another word you can say for this energy would be source, universal oneness, God, whatever you'd like to call that. It's a high vibrational frequency. Okay? High vibrational frequency. And so it's really about what we consume. It's also about what we watch. You might watch a scary movie or a paranormal program, but he says he wants you to watch how you feel when you're watching that content, because if you don't feel good and it doesn't feel right, turn it off and place your focus and your attention elsewhere. That is higher vibrational. Also what you're reading, the content that you're reading. He's also talking about the news on TV being extremely low vibrational. And he's talking about the news being, he's using the word propaganda with the news as well. So if you want to buy into that, you can. That's of your own free will choosing. But he says there's another way. There is always another way. There's always another path to be taken. So he suggests that you take it. And if that means that you remove your attention from that which is no longer needed, then please do so. Okay. Thank you. And that's all. Mm-hmm. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Whew, that was intense. Mm-hmm. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
See you all later.